So we got a lot of interesting wrestling news to touch on today. We'll be taking a look at the new rumor of WWE wanting to bring back a controversial Trish Stratus storyline and WWE's updated plans for usage of the Dean Ambrose trademark. Before we get into it, don't forget to help us out by just dropping a like below and subscribing if you're new. Let's start things off with this Trish Stratus recreation rumor. Trish Stratus is a legendary WWE superstar that had an amazing career full of crazy WWE moments. Some of the moments went a bit too far, such as the Trish Stratus and Vince McMahon moment in the ring. But there was another Trish Stratus storyline that got a lot of attention back then, and that was the Mickie James obsession storyline. We're going back about 14 years here, all the way back to WrestleMania 22. Trish Stratus' storyline was something unique that we really didn't see before, and that was having another superstar be completely obsessed with her, to the point that it got pretty frightening. That superstar that was obsessed with Trish Stratus was Mickie James. Mickie James was the rookie, while Trish Stratus was the veteran at the time. It started off a bit normal. Mickie James was a big fan of Trish Stratus and nothing else. But as time went on, Mickie James became more and more crazy with her Trish Stratus obsession, and basically became this psychotic stalker for Trish Stratus. This led to their WrestleMania match and one of the most controversial moments of the entire storyline, which pretty much got fully erased from that WrestleMania match. Mickie James definitely went over the top in that match, but the whole story was unique on how this superstar went from a regular fan to being obsessed with Trish Stratus and doing things like that to Trish in the middle of the ring. So why is this relevant to anything we're talking about 14 years later? Well, new reports claim that WWE wanted to revisit this idea and recreate the storyline with Mickie James now taking the role of Trish Stratus in the story. Talk about karma. Mickie James was now going to be the one that had to deal with a crazy obsessed fan. Who was going to play that new obsessed fan, you may ask? Well, it was the debuting Chelsea Green. One of the original debut plans for Chelsea Green was for her to be starstruck at the sight of Mickie James being in the same WWE locker room as her, which would have led us down the same path of Chelsea Green, basically becoming what Mickie James was back in 2006, just a crazy obsessed fan with a WWE veteran. Now, there's some things I like and dislike about this idea and recreation of this storyline. First of all is the poetic justice and karma for Mickie James. She was once that rookie superstar that was starstruck and obsessed with a longtime superstar. Now Mickie James is the longtime veteran and she has this new WWE superstar being obsessed with her. It's the perfect what comes around goes around sort of story for Mickie James. Perfect karma for what she put Trish Stratus through all those years ago, so she can feel what it's like now. Another thing I like about this recreation was that Chelsea Green would have done an absolute perfect job with being the crazy obsessed character. Chelsea Green has a flawless track record of playing these crazy characters and turning them into a big hit with the fans. Take a look at her hot mess character for a perfect example of her work with that same sort of crazy character. She knows how to perfectly execute the crazy characters, and she goes all in on those sort of characters. So I think it would have been an absolute perfect character for Chelsea Green to bring to life. Now, what I didn't like about the idea is that it's basically copy and paste. Lazy writing. All you're doing is copying the 2006 storyline and pasting it onto a 2020 script. That's the part that I don't like. I feel like that will literally be repetitive material for WWE. Sure, WWE reuses some things from time to time, but to literally copy an entire storyline and reuse it in its entirety may be a bit over the top. That's what I don't like, but if they were going to really remix it and change a lot of things up, then that would have worked. But to literally just copy and paste it doesn't seem like the best idea for the storyline. Apparently, the idea was scrapped for probably some of the reasons that we just went over. No one really knows what WWE will do with Mickie James going forward, and Chelsea Green is set for a big push on SmackDown once she recovers. Chelsea Green recently made 2 main roster debuts, but they both had complications and obstacles in the way. Her first debut on Raw against Charlotte was short-lived because she was moved back to NXT after that match. She didn't wrestle for several months, but was recently brought over to SmackDown just around Survivor Series to make her second main roster debut. But Chelsea Green didn't get to wrestle at all because she broke her arm literally in the opening seconds of the match. So just horrible luck for Chelsea Green, and you really feel for her because everyone just wants to see her make a smooth debut without anything getting in the way. We now await Chelsea Green's third main roster debut after she recovers, and hopefully nothing gets in the way this time around. Chelsea Green had this to say about her recovery during an interview with AJ Awesome. One goal would be to just stay healthy for sure, and try not to get hurt again. Really? I just want to have a positive and impactful debut. I hope it's in front of people, but if it's not, that's just the way the world is going right now, and that's okay. I just want to focus on getting back, debuting, and then we'll go from there. So, some pretty reasonable goals for Chelsea Green after seeing her first two debuts go wrong for several different reasons. I think that's what we all want to see. Everyone just wants to see Chelsea Green break this trend of bad luck and just have an amazing debut and go on to have some success in WWE from there on. Hopefully, like Chelsea said, maybe her return will be in front of live fans. Who knows what the crowd situation may be like when she's fully recovered from this broken arm. But what did you think of the canceled storyline recreation? Was it a good idea, or are you glad they scrapped it? So, remember that big Dean Ambrose story from a few weeks ago? WWE renewed the rights for the Dean Ambrose name, and everyone was freaking out, trying to figure out what it meant. There were some fans saying that maybe WWE is holding on to it, with the hopes that he'll return someday. Well, it never seemed like that was the actual case, and now it seems like we have a better idea of why they renewed the rights. WWE is selling and getting rid of all the Dean Ambrose merchandise that they have. There was a point where they pulled the merchandise, but now that the trademark has been renewed, it looks like they have the rights again to sell merchandise with that name on it. So maybe that was part of their plans and a reasoning for renewing the trademark, just so that they could get rid of the remaining merchandise of these departed superstars. That's what it appears to be, because obviously he's not going back to WWE, despite all the fake rumors and theories you may see online. That seems to be the reasoning for now, but we'll keep an eye on this story to see if any new information is released. Let's stick with Jon Moxley and Renee. Renee and Moxley broke the internet with their pregnancy announcement a few weeks ago, but now they released a gender reveal. Renee took to Instagram to show a slice of pink cake with the caption saying, "It's pink." So Renee and Moxley's first child will be in fact a girl. Congratulations again to Renee and Jon Moxley. But what are your thoughts on today's wrestling news? Was WWE's idea to recreate the entire Trish Stratus and Mickie James storyline a good idea? What are your thoughts on what they're doing with the Dean Ambrose trademark as well? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications turned on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.